I go on Zoom.
Is it? I had to do it during the remote learning, so. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am doing a paper for my language arts class, and we have to interview someone. And yeah.
What's the name of your class? I'm sorry.
My English class.
Okay, it's because all right. I'm trying to fix my settings here. I'm raising the volume. Okay, because I'm partially deaf. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna start asking you questions, if that's all right.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
I bet you I'm more nervous than you are.
You're always in this.
Okay. My first one is: have you always known that you wanted to be a teacher? If not, then what did you want to be?
Oh, that's a tough one. I didn't want to be a teacher until later in my teenage years, I think. I really wanted to be an architect when I was younger.
I wanted to be an architect too.
No way. See? So we have the same blood, that's why. Yeah, I really wanted to do that. But then the education opportunities in Northern Maine being what they were,
yeah,
the only thing you could go to college for up there was to become a teacher. So that's what I did, and I became a teacher.
Did you like it?
I did.
You did? Okay. What was it like? Like, what were the class sizes and like grading systems and stuff like that?
Oh, that's a long question to answer. I first started, my first year of teaching was like in 1964, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught in Quimby, the school where you live. Yeah, where the post office is. That's where I first started teaching. And there were 2 classrooms in there. The first classroom was K through 4, and the next one was 5 through 8. And I was teaching the grades 5, 6, 7, and 8 in one classroom.
In one classroom, did they all pretty much learn the same thing?
No.
No. How did you go about that?
I taught part of the day. I taught the 5th graders, 5th grade math. Then I went to 6th grade math. Well, not really. I combined like 5th and 6th, and then 6th and 7th.
Okay.
So I would only teach. I'm French, like I'm using my hands. So I'd only have to teach 2 math classes a day and 2 English classes and 2 reading classes. That's what I did. Yes.
So did you guys have was your grading system like 1 to 100, A, B, C, D, or?
Yes. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
I gave numerical grades. Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything that you wanted to change while you were teaching, and did anything change?
A lot of things changed during the times I was teaching.
Like what?
Sure. Well, the technology for sure.
Yeah.
When I first started teaching, when you wanted to make copies of something for the students, you had to write it. We had a pencil called a hectograph pencil, and you would write with a hectograph pencil on a paper, and then you would transfer that paper to we had a board that was full of jelly, and you put the paper on there, and then it would leave an imprint, and then you would take a plain sheet of paper and you would rub it on there. And you would have to do that, and you would have to do that for each paper.
Oh my goodness.
Each paper.
That's a lot of work. A lot more work than we had.
Yes, it was. And the second year I started teaching, they changed that to a mimeograph machine. I don't know if you remember the mimeograph machines where they had a special paper that you wrote on, and then it was called a master, and then you put it on like a rotating wheel, and then you had to put fluid in it, and then you run your paper through that, and you had to crank it. You had to crank it. And then after that, it was the Xerox machines, and the photocopiers after that. So that changed a lot.
Yeah. Was there anything that you per se wanted to change that you were hoping would change?
Not really. I'm
No.
not a changed person. I kind of like adapt to situations the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a change agent for no one. No. Is there anyone else who's listening to us?
My mom, maybe. She's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
How would you handle our situation with like COVID and going remote and stuff if you were a teacher now?
How would I handle COVID and what?
If you were a teacher now in this situation and going like online and stuff.
Oh, but there was no way we could go online.
Well,
there was no such thing. There was no such thing. If people in those days, if the children were sick and if they were like COVID, the school would probably close down.
Yeah.
And we'd send the kids home.
Was there anything that was similar to what we're going through now?
Not in my teaching years. There was like in 1918, but I was not even born then.
Okay.
Like the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
You heard of the Spanish flu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite that old.
Yeah. So, like, if you were a teacher now, do you think that you would have a hard time with that? Like, with going online and stuff?
Probably not, because I think I'm pretty savvy with going online. That wouldn't bother me. Yes.
Next question. If you had the chance to do it again, would you? Or, like, would you do it differently or the same way?
That's a hard question. That's a really hard question. No, I wouldn't change anything. Like I just told you a while ago, I don't change things too easily. I just adapt to what I have to do, and I make it the best I can with what I got.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think I would change anything because it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah. Would you ever want to be a teacher now? Like, if you were, however old you were, would you consider being a teacher now, or would you go and be like an architect or something else with all the opportunities that we have now?
Oh, that too is a hard question, because I wouldn't want to go into teaching now because I'm too old and I couldn't do it. And to start a new job, maybe I would go into architect, but I learned throughout the years that being an architect is a lot technical stuff. And that I'm more left brain stuff. And I don't think I'm left brained. I think I'm more right than left.
Me too.
And you too?
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned that throughout the years, and I probably would not go in that direction. I would probably go more into art.
Would you ever be an art teacher? I
would have liked that, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I would have liked that. I thought about that. That's true.
Yeah.
But in those days, the education that was not available in northern Maine where I lived. To be, I would have had to leave.
Did you ever consider?
We weren't rich. So.
Did you ever consider leaving to do something else, to like do a different job or anything?
I did. Economic reasons. For economic reasons, I taught for 2 years, and then I had to quit because I couldn't survive on a teacher's salary.
Oh, okay.
So I had to move to Connecticut to work there. I thought I would get rich, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen there either. So we came back to Maine.
Okay.
And then I started teaching again. I was working for the aircraft industry when I did that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
What was your job?
I was an inspector in a factory where they repaired airplanes.
I didn't know.
Usually during it was during the 60s when the Vietnam War was going. So we did a lot of helicopter repairs. Yeah, okay. And I was an inspector.
And you were there for how long?
3 years.
2 years, and then you came back to.
Then I came back to Maine, and after I came back to Maine, I got a job teaching in Fort Kent. I taught at the Market Street School in Fort Kent.
The high school?
Market Street. I don't know if you were there, there's a courthouse there now.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a school. That's where I came back and I started there. I was a substitute teacher for a few months there for Muriel Cody. Anyway, and then I was hired that same year to teach in Soldier Pond.
What did you do?
The Wallagrass School. That's when the kindergarten teacher retired. No, not there. No, I taught in Wallagrass grade 4. I taught in grade 4 in Wallagrass School for 5 years.
What did you teach?
I taught the elementary grades, all the subjects. Grade 4.
You taught all the subjects?
No.
Oh.
And then after that, the kindergarten teacher in Eagle Lake had really retired. That's in 1976. That's the year your mother was born.
Mm-hmm.
And he was mine.
Yes.
And did you teach? You taught her?
And then I stayed in kindergarten for 20 years in Eagle Lake after that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you teach all your kids too?
No, I didn't teach David. I taught Sherry. I taught Corey and Sherry and Timmy. I don't remember if I had Eldon or not. I must have taught Eldon too. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. The only one that I didn't teach is David.
Yeah. Oh, was he too old? Was he older than?
He was older. He had already passed kindergarten. He must have been in 1st or 2nd grade.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't get it because I was in kindergarten like many years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What are your favorite memories from teaching?
Pardon me?
What are your favorite memories?
My favorite moments?
Yeah, of teaching.
My favorite moments was going to school in the morning and seeing all the happy faces. It really made your day. It didn't matter. It didn't make any difference how you felt when you left home, when you went to school. It was different. Yeah, different world.
Yeah. Like, what were some of the activities that you did that they enjoyed and that you enjoyed?
Sandbox.
The sandbox. My mom said the sandbox.
Sandbox was always a mess.
Did you like it? Did the kids like it?
Oh, the kids enjoyed the sandbox. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It changed throughout the years. They used to like. I used to have in the later years. I had a big parachute that we used to do outside. You know the big parachutes that we all get around and we flap and they go underneath. And they used to like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like that too. Since you like art so much, did you do a lot of arts and crafts with the kids as well?
Yes, it was almost always arts and crafts.
Yeah. Even during math, did you do like color by number or something?
No, I never did color by number because it was not something I believed in. I always believed the kids should be allowed to pass the lines and do whatever colors they wanted.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
So now, do you have any advice for like new teachers or students?
Do I have any advice?
Yeah, that you would give a new teacher or a student.
A new teacher or student.
Yeah.
That's hard because school today is a lot different than it was back then. And my advice would be listen to your teachers because even though you don't believe it, they know what they're doing. It's true. It's true. Teachers today are facilitators. They help students learn in different ways. When I was going to school, the teacher was the one that knew everything, or supposed to know everything. Yes, when you learn, teacher told you what to learn. Yeah, but today it's different.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
It's a lot different. As a matter of fact, when I first went to school, what you are now, we used to call you a pupil. You were pupils. They don't use that word anymore.
How
come? Then after a while, the pupils changed to students. Then they were students. And now we don't call them students anymore. We call them what?
Learners.
Learners, yes.
Yes.
And teachers, they don't even call teachers anymore. They call them facilitators, right?
Yeah, learning facilitators. Well, everybody calls them teachers still, but like
They still
that's
call them teachers.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Old things are hard to let go sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What about for new teachers? Do you have any advice for new teachers?
Advice for new teachers. Advice for new teachers. Teaching is not easy. It's hard work.
Even
It's
with
hard work. Huh?
even with younger kids?
Yes. The pay is not great.
Okay.
Teachers deserve to be paid more.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is.
Mhm.
And I spent a lot of weekends working, doing plans. Plans were always done on the weekends. We didn't have planning sessions during school. But it's hard work, but it's worth it
Yeah.
in the long run. It is.
So are you happy that like you were able to teach as long as you did, or that like that was your only option, sort of?
Oh, I'm turning my computer so
Hi.
Hi, can you see me?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
I can see you. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
The man just got out of the shower.
Yeah. Are you home? Where are you?
I'm home. I'm at my mom's. She's right here. Do you want to see my mom?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hello, how are you? They all look like wet ducks.
This is pretty nice, this Zoom program.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So even though it was your only option, are you happy that you became a teacher?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. Please, that's too complicated. Okay.
How come? Yeah, I think that's all for today. I think that's all, folks.
That's all, folks?
Yeah,
Oh, is that all, really?
I think so. Unless you want to add anything.
What are you going to do with this information?
I'm gonna write an essay on it, and then maybe it will be published if that's okay.
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. So we'll
Published
see.
where?
I don't actually know. I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
My teacher's gonna pick a few papers from my grade, and then she's gonna give them to the college because this is a college class. So
Okay.
she's gonna give them to the college, and then
This is a college class?
yeah,
Yes.
and then they're gonna pick a few.
Okay. I have another question. Is there any way I can save this?
I can probably send it to you.
Yes, I like that.
Okay, sure.
Okay. You want to send that to my email or what?
Yeah, sure. I'll figure out how. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add on?
Well, no, I think I'm all set. I'm ready for bed now. My bedtime is really early. I've been waiting all day for this, and I'm very tired.
Yeah. What time do you go to bed?
About 8 o'clock
8 o'clock.
Me too.
after the news.
Yeah, my mom too. She doesn't watch the news, but she goes to bed quite early.
Yes, that's a Devoe thing, I think.
Yes.